Whenever you have a sore neck or shoulders, do you find yourself kind of cranking your shoulder around and feeling pretty intense pain as you do it? That's something I never really understood. When we're in pain, why are we reinforcing the pain pattern? So let's try something a little bit different so you can reintroduce movement in a way that doesn't reinforce pain, so that our nervous system can begin to settle and relax, and the tissues in and around that area can heal and strengthen. So I'm going to start in standing, and these movements really are an exploration. So we're going to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So first, in standing, find the 3 points of your feet: the center of the heel, base of the big toe, base of the baby toe. And then start to bring one arm up to the side. And if it feels okay, bring your hand to the side of your head. Now, if this hurts your neck or your shoulder, you can bring your hand onto your shoulder, onto your waist, or onto your hip, or just keep the arm down. We'll start to gently bend to one side. Only going as far as you can breathe with ease, and the pain doesn't increase. We'll hold it for a couple breaths. Effortless effort is key here. And then coming back up, and then slowly start to bring the other arm up, finding a comfortable place to rest your hand, as long as it doesn't hurt the shoulder or the neck. And then explore your side bend to the other side. Now, the movement doesn't have to be big. Maybe you feel a strong pull through the side, stopping before there's pain. So if something comes up, just come back and reset, going a little bit smaller, breathing easily. So you can explore side to side a couple times and notice what that feels like for you, and then come back. We can also explore a gentle twist, starting with the palms together, keeping the chin in line with the fingertips, and rotating the ribs to one side. So notice that my hips didn't go in. If as I start to rotate, my hips start to turn as well, now I'm no longer rotating through my upper body. So keep the hips quiet, and notice if you're pushing through your body's resistance. Stop before that happens. Be in a place where you can breathe with ease, and then coming back. Oops, my hips went, so I'm going to come back and reset. A little bit smaller. Easy breath. Shoulders relaxed. Good. And you can do that a couple times. Now let's explore letting the arms hang. And with an inhale, slide the shoulder blades up the back, and then exhale them down. Inhale, shoulder blades slide up, and exhale down. If you're feeling a lot of crunching or clicking in your shoulder blades, or if there's pain, go a little bit smaller. And then keep going smaller until there's no discomfort, no clicking or crunching. And let your body begin to get used to this pattern. Let it adapt to this new pattern. And then if you want to explore a little bit further, stay in the same range, but inhale the blades up, and then exhale, squeeze gently the shoulder blades towards the spine and release them down. Inhale, blades up, exhale, together and down. So I'm not initiating the movement from the top of my arm bone. It's coming through the shoulder blades. Nice and easy. Couple more. And then let that relax. And then we can start with one arm and start to explore rotating the upper arm in and out. So the movement's not through the hand, it's not through the wrist, it's not through the lower arm. It's where your arm bone comes into the shoulder socket. So sometimes using your upper arm to help you find the movement, to make those new neural connections that might not be there yet. And if it comes a little bit easier, you can watch your arm. Notice if you're moving through your elbow or through your wrist. And that can be teeny tiny movements. And if you need to rest, shake it out. And then maybe come back and try it again a couple times. You see, I'm just doing tiny, tiny movements here. And maybe with practice, or depending on what you're feeling, the movement might become a little bit bigger. But notice how it feels through the neck, through the shoulder. And then we can try the same thing on the other side. So depending on which side the pain is on, you might have a different experience. Notice if you're straining through your elbow or your wrist, and if you are, go a little bit smaller. Use your other hand to guide the movement if you need to. So this is really about exploring and noticing the sensations in your body as you try these different ranges of movement. Shake the arm out. And then we're going to let the arms come by the side. Keeping a neutral spine, feeling your feet against the floor. Start to take your arms back. So I'll show you from the side. The arms start to come back. Now sometimes what can happen is we poke the ribs out, or we stick the head forward, or the hips come forward. Just see what you can do without bending the elbows. So the movement's happening, head of the arm bone in the shoulder socket. Without pain. And then once you find that comfortable place that the arms can come back to, then we can hold. And you could do this holding onto a yoga strap or something behind your back as well. Nice full breaths. And then let that release. Let's do two more things. So we'll bring the arms up into a cactus arms. And if it doesn't feel comfortable having your arms right up at shoulder height, they can be down a little bit lower. So find that comfortable place. Start low and then maybe come up. And this is going to help release the tightness and tension at the front of the shoulder, which can be pain that travels down the arm. There's a lot of nerves that come through kind of the complex at the front of your shoulder. So let's just breathe easy here. And if you want a little bit more, we could keep the elbows in line with the shoulders and bring it into a rotation. So I'm still keeping my hips quiet. Elbows stay in line with the shoulder. Nose stays in line with the breastbone. Breathing easy. So the twist can be optional. You could also explore a little bit of a side bending action. Can you move purely side to side without increasing pain? You could explore gently lifting and lowering the upper arms. Notice what that feels like. Can you find a range where it's effortless, pain doesn't increase? The arms might start to fatigue, so discerning between fatiguing and pain. And if you have something to hold on to between your hands, you could explore taking the arms in little circles. Now I'm doing it without, so you could try it for sure, and then the other way. So we're just getting a sense of arm bones moving in shoulder socket. Spine is neutral. Good. And then release down. Notice how your arms feel. So I'm going to leave you with one more that I really like, that just kind of releases the whole kind of shoulder complex. So we're going to start with your arm by your side and slowly start to bring your arm up to a comfortable height. And then you're going to take the arm back in little circles. So these circles are meant to be small, and we're going to do about 10 of them, getting a sense of how your arm bone feels moving in the shoulder socket. And then after you've done 10, we're going to pause. And then you're going to take your arm back maybe an inch and a half, and pause. Then in this new position, we're going to take the arm back in little circles again. It might feel a little bit different. And then after 10, pause. Now without forcing, let your arm flow back as far as it will go on its own. We're not rotating the body, just the arms coming back. And take a full breath. And then bring the arm back and release it down. Now notice how that arm and shoulder feel compared to the other side. I can see it on my phone right now that this arm is much longer than this arm. So I can not only see and not only feel, but I can also see that there's been a release through this arm and the shoulder. And then, so let's balance it out. Bringing the other arm up to a comfortable height. And then starting to take the arm back in little micro circles so you can feel how the arm bone is moving in the shoulder socket. Nice and slow, easy breath. And after 10, pause. Take the arm back an inch, inch and a half. And then little circles again. Effortless effort. You might feel the arm starting to fatigue, and that's okay. As long as it's not pinching or searing or tingling pain. And after 10, pause. Without forcing, let the arm float back. Take a full breath. And then bring the arm back and down. Now my arms are level again. The shoulders feel much more relaxed. All right. And if you want, you can go back through that sequence again. Come back to any of the exercises. Leave the ones that don't work for you. Take the ones that feel good. And then notice how you feel. If the pain comes back a little bit later, try the exercises again and get a little bit of relief and start to build up a pattern that feels supportive and nourishing for your shoulders. And if you need a little bit more help or assistance, don't hesitate to get in touch. I'm happy to chat. Have a great rest of your day.